Welcome everyone to the Dragonfire Marketing Working From Home webinar video. We were originally going to run this as an interactive webinar, but unfortunately we had to cancel that, so we thought the best thing to do was to record it as a video and make it available for as many people as possible. Without further ado, just want to introduce ourselves. We are Dragonfire Marketing. We're a digital consultancy and we specialise in digital businesses of all kinds. We provide expert advice and guidance on web best practices, and Alex, our managing director, set up his first business in 2013 from home with no money in the bank whatsoever, just to show that we do have some experience in what we're going to be talking to you about today. So to explain what we're going to be going through with you, we're going to be talking to you about making money from home, which is going to start with picking an idea, the things you need to consider when you do that, getting started with that idea, maximising your returns, and staying disciplined when working from home, which is something that can be very difficult. When you're choosing an idea, you will have a lot of them without almost any doubt, but how do you pick the one that really stands out and makes the most sense to go ahead with? Under a normal situation, you would start with a few basic questions. First of all, does it solve a market need? In other words, are there people out there who want this? How quickly will it generate a return? Do you actually want to do it? As in, do you have the passion to make something like this happen? And can you do it yourself, or are you going to need some help? Under your circumstances, however, there's going to be a slightly different approach. You're going to need to first question whether or not you can do it by yourself. Do you have the experience to make something like that happen? Is it going to cost a lot of money for you to set it up if you do? Can you quickly make that investment back? And can you set it up quickly, and is it achievable for you to set this up at all? And do you have the market opportunity available to you? In other words, are you going to have the ability to make this turn into something more than just starting something up? There are all kinds of ideas that you could pursue here. We've listed down a number of them here for you just to give some examples of the sort of thing you might want to consider. This includes obviously things like home growing, an online shop, home crafts that you can sell online. If you've got good experience in something, you can provide an advisory service, instructors, teachers or mentors. Affiliate marketing or sales that you can do through Amazon, eBay and ClickBank, which are not the same as affiliate marketing schemes, which are in reality pyramid schemes. Blogging, influencing, you can do if you've got good experience and good knowledge of an industry. If you can be a VA or a PA, so you can provide businesses with support services like freelancing for them, bookkeeping for them, customer servicing for them, and even content writing for another company if you need to. All of these things are ideas of ways that you could make money from home. There are, of course, thousands of possibilities, but we couldn't list them all, unfortunately, today. So there are some things you need to think about whenever you're approaching an idea like this. Main things to understand when you're starting something like this is, are you going to need a website, for example? Is what you want to do legal at all? Are you going to need some stock or inventory on hand? How are you going to supply people with your good or your service? How will you market it to people? And how much can you and should you be charging for your product or service? If you're going to need a website, there's a number of things you're going to need. First and foremost is you're going to need a domain name, which is your .com, your .co.uk, your .net, your .org domain name of some kind. Then you need a platform to build it on. WordPress, Wix are two examples. Hosting is where your website is stored and kept for you so that you can have it live on the web. Security needs to be considered these days as part of the rules of compliance. And if you're going to take money through it, you need some sort of payment gateway. This isn't something you can just do yourself. You need to have a PayPal or a Stripe or a WorldPay or something of that nature attached into your website that's going to process card payments for you. when you come to look at the legalities of what you're going to do, again, you need to understand if your product or service is actually legal in your country or state. Do you need some sort of special license to do it, or do you need to take special steps for compliance, or do you need to consider having contracts signed and agreed before you can even start working on it at all? All of these things are questions you must make sure you answer correctly so you don't get into some serious trouble further down the line. If you're going to have stock or inventory, you're going to need a number of things in place. First of all, you're going to need suppliers to actually buy that stock from in the first place. You're going to need somewhere to store that stock, somewhere safe and secure that you can put it. You're going to need some way of managing that stock so you understand how much you've got, how much it's worth, and how much you can sell it for. And finally, you're going to need distribution. You're going to need to be able to get that to the people who are buying it from you. So the next step is how you're going to actually market your business. So you need to make sure you understand how people are going to find out about you in the first place. Will this cost you money to do? Often it will. What conversion rate do you therefore need to make per lead that you generate in order to make it worthwhile? Do you know how to use all the different marketing methods available? And if you pay someone to help you with your marketing, how is that going to affect your costs and therefore your margins? Finally, you need to understand how much you're going to charge. You need to understand the cost to you in the first place of buying your product. Whatever you're doing, whether it's a product or a service, you need to calculate your time in there as well, and therefore ensure you put the right profit margin on top of what your costs are. And obviously market forces are important too. These are the things that are already happening in your marketplace for similar goods and services. What are people already paying, and therefore how much can you actually charge to be competitive with those? When it comes to maximizing your returns, you must keep an eye on your margins. It is very easy to let them stray and for you to lose money. Upsell wherever possible. It's much easier to sell to people who already buy from you and already trust you. You need to try to reduce your tax at every opportunity. Do everything you can to avoid paying tax. Obviously not evading paying tax. Use accountants and so on to help you out. Hunt around and negotiate deals with your suppliers to make sure you're getting a good deal and you're not paying too much, and don't be too nice to everyone. It's very easy when you're running a business from home and it's difficult times and everyone's asking if they can push the boundaries, not to end up running a charity project that costs you more money than you're getting from it. I would always strongly recommend using some sort of accounting software to help you out. Xero is the one that we would recommend personally. It's one that we've used a lot and a lot of our clients use. It's very easy to set up, it's quite cheap to run, and it's very easy to work with, and it will help you keep track of all those things on the previous page. Discipline when working from home is very difficult. It's very, very easy to fall into the trap of procrastinating and really actually not wanting to face doing the work when there's all the distractions of home around you. So there's a number of rules we would recommend you follow in order to try to keep yourself on the straight and narrow. Basic rules are, first and foremost, know your weaknesses. Understand what you're good at and what you're not so good at. Remove as many temptations as possible from your sphere of work. Try to set clear and achievable goals. These are called SMART goals, and I can explain those to you in more detail should you wish. Work on your discipline because it doesn't just happen overnight. You need to keep doing it. You're trying to create habits and routines that help you keep going in the right direction. The next rule is keeping yourself fueled. That's both mentally and physically. Take breaks, make sure you eat and drink enough throughout the day. Work on your beliefs because they're the things that hold you back. You need to have a plan B in place. So if you're working on something that doesn't quite work out, find something else you can switch your attention straight to. Reward yourself as often as possible. You need that. And finally, persevere. Keep going. Stick to it, because it's very easy to give up on something like this, and discipline doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. You need to work on it, you need to focus on it, and you need to persevere with it. So that brings us to the end of this particular video. If you have any questions or you'd like some more help and guidance, please do contact us. We would have had our question and answer session at this point of the webinar. Unfortunately, as we said, because we couldn't run this as a webinar and it's a video now instead, we're now offering you the opportunity. Just contact us via our website, give us a call, drop us a message on social media or so on. You can find Dragonfire on www.dragonfiremarketing.com, or you can just search for us on social media and we're very easy to find. Please do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our other social medias today for future events and future things that we're going to be running. We hope you found this useful and we really appreciate hearing your thoughts and feedback.